Do you ever feel like finishing music is just impossible? Like, no matter how much you try and force it, and even if the track ideas are great, sometimes you just can't get it done. Well, that was me, just a few weeks ago. I couldn't finish any music, so I tried every single thing I could think of to try and fix it. Until something clicked. Suddenly, I finished 4 of my best tracks back to back to back to back in just a couple days. That's when I finally understood what was holding me back. So in this video, I'll share with you the one weird mindset shift that finally made it all click for me. And let me tell you, this is a part of making music that literally no one talks about. But first, I need to show you how I got here. Okay, well, in exactly 2 weeks and 1 day, I'm gonna be playing my DJ set at a festival. Yeah, music festival time. It's that time of the year again. On the previous editions of that festival, I used to release an EP on the day of the festival, and I kinda wanna keep up that tradition, you know? I've got 1 track finished, but I think I want more. I had 15 days until the festival, and I wanted to surprise people with a bunch of new music. But with only 1 new track to my name, that deadline was super tight. I guess diamonds are made under pressure, right? That's how the saying goes. So it was time to lock in. I started grinding. 4 new projects a day, watching YouTube tutorials for inspiration, watching courses, installing new plugins. I even begged friends for samples that I could remix. But nothing really seemed to stick. Fuck. Don't get me wrong, the track ideas, they were good, but still, I just couldn't bring myself to get them finished. Something was stopping me. Until this happened. I was playing with some of Ableton's factory packs, and I ended up with this Nordic Viking vibe. Which actually inspired me so much that I turned it into this drum and bass banger. Yeah, holy f***, I don't know where the f*** this came from, but this isn't my usual genre. When this track started sounding the way it sounded, when it started giving me that vibe, everything just started to like click into place, you know? I had a vision immediately for this track that I just had to realize, you know? I finished that track very quickly. It was a huge burst of inspiration, and by the very next day, I had the final mix exported. That's the first tip that helped me. I just started as many projects as I possibly could. Of course, not all of them were hits. I f***ing tried. But I still showed up every day and tried to have fun and experiment. So that eventually, just through sheer brute force, something finally stuck. But just that alone wasn't enough to keep me going. I've been kind of sitting here all day, struggling. I've got 2 songs that I think are really beautiful, you know, in how they sound and in what kind of message I want them to convey. And I would really love to finish them, but I kind of just can't. For whatever reason. So something just constantly feels off about what I'm doing. I couldn't put my finger on why, but it really just did feel off. I mean, I really liked how the first track sounded. But I just couldn't figure out what story I wanted to tell with it, or what it should be about. So I struggled, both lyrically and in the arrangement. But okay, what about the second track? In the case of this one, I actually had it fully arranged. All that was left were the vocals, some ear candies, and maybe some finishing touches. So, why couldn't I finish this one? Well, with this song, I wanted to tell the story of romanticizing the past through rose-tinted glasses. But the instrumental
it was telling a completely different story. It felt more like first day of college, starting something new and exciting, rather than romanticizing the past. So even with the track fully arranged and the lyrics almost entirely written, I still couldn't finish it. It just felt too forced. It felt like trying to drag a corpse through the finish line. The vibes didn't match. It didn't feel coherent. So this got me thinking. Why was I able to finish that Viking drum and bass track so easily?
When it started giving me that vibe, everything just started to click into place. I had a vision that I just had to realize.
Well, after days of struggling, I might have finally figured it out. It is a beautiful day today. Wow, I just came here by the lake to clear my head a little bit, have a think or two, or maybe even three. So, what is up? What's going on? Basically, I finished a new track and I'm so happy with it. I was thinking of what to make this track about, like what to write the lyrics about, and I was just trying to brainstorm, and I thought, okay, what does this track feel like? And I thought, you know what, this track feels like water. It just has a water-like flow to it. See, we're by the lake. Themes are being kept. Yeah, I leaned into that. From the point of starting the project to exporting the final mix, I finished that track in just 2 days. It felt like I figured it out. Finally, I knew how to finish music without forcing it. But here's the best part. Finishing that track didn't just feel good, it actually made me better. Because, see, finishing music forces you to think about the whole process. The composition, the arrangement, the storytelling, the mixing, everything. So each finished track is another full repetition where you get to practice the entire skill set of music production. And the more reps you put in, the better you get. It's simple math, bro. And that is also precisely why I do one-on-one coaching, to help people actually finish music on a consistent basis. Because trust me, there's no faster way to improve than this. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed like I was, I would love to help you out personally. If that sounds interesting, book a call. The link to that is down below. I would love to help you get to a breakthrough moment like I did with this track. But speaking of, that track might have actually not gotten finished if not for what I'd done. I think there was a point where I almost got stuck, but I think that brainstorming session really helped. And, I really felt like I had a story to tell with the track. I've really felt like a very personal connection to it on an emotional level. And once I could feel what the song wanted to say, once I discovered those themes of water and optimism, everything else just fell into place. But why? How does that even work? And how would you actually go about figuring that out? Well, these are very good questions. But first, you know what I just realized? Since the festival is literally 5 days away, I gotta start practicing the DJ set and start preparing the session in Ableton. So, you know what that means. Yeah, we gotta pull this bad boy out. I haven't used it for a while. So I got to preparing the DJ set and practicing the transitions. And once I got that done, I actually ended up making 2 more tracks. One of them, just a stupid ass techno banger about grandma stereotypes. Don't ask me, it's just fun and chaotic, and that's honestly how I wanted it to be. But the other one, I knew it was something special. So special, in fact, that it would probably take me 10 minutes alone to explain to you what the story and premise of it is. But point being, I was really in love with this track. I called it Entropy. It still wasn't finished, I didn't have enough time, but still, I really wanted to play a version of it at the festival, even if it wasn't fully ready. Because the clock kept ticking. And it was finally time. After weeks of struggle, it all came down to this. I was about to play 4 brand new tracks that didn't exist just 2 weeks ago, including Entropy.
It's the first flying through the universes since 7 years. You think it was, think it better, I'm like a trendsetter. I create worlds, play chess, not checkers. I'm not a flat beat, I'm a sandcastle. More money, more muscle. Most of your default I deviate, concentrate, decrease in entropy. Entropy, entropy, entropy. I decrease it, call me Antarctica. Entropy, entropy, entropy.
Later on, I wanted to play the techno track about old ladies, but I got an unexpected phone call.
Halo, halo, Mateuszek? Tutaj ciocia Lodzia dzwoni.
Ciociu, mam na imię Mikołaj, nie
Dawno nie dzwoniłeś. Chyba zapomniałeś już coś od starej. Ciągle tylko te imprezy i imprezy, a o starej ciotce nie pamiętam.
Totally unexpected. And not staged at all. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The people loved it. And yeah, overall, preparing for the music festival was a very productive period for me, music-wise. But now that the festival's over, I want to show you what this all really taught me about finishing music. Here's where we get to the most important part of this video. So, the tight deadline definitely helped me get going. I was very motivated to make new music. But I don't think I would have actually finished this much music if not for vision. Yes, vision, my friend. That's the big takeaway. Why is it so important? Well, here's the thing. I finished that Viking drum and bass track. I finished the track about water, the techno track about old ladies, but I still didn't finish Entropy. However, now I literally cannot stop thinking about that track. I've built an entire world within it, and I've got a super strong emotional connection to it. So that's what vision does. It makes your music haunt you until it's finished. Like, now I have to finish it. Like, I literally don't see any other possibility. Like, I'm way too obsessed to not finish it now. And just to be clear, your vision doesn't have to be anything deep or life-changingly profound. I mean, come on. Grandma Techno, Viking drum and bass. These tracks had stupid, funny and satirical visions, but they were visions nonetheless. They had a clear vibe, and that's what made me obsessed with them. Because, you see, it's not about the music itself. It's about your connection to the music. You're the one who finishes the music, after all. And when you love the music, it's easy to finish it. You just want to work on it. You don't have to force anything. That's why this is so important. But this brings us to the big question. Because very rarely is the vision gonna come to you automatically, like it did for me with the Viking drum and bass track. More often than not, you're gonna have to go looking for it. So the question then becomes, how do you actually find it? Here's where it gets tricky, because I don't think you can just come up with a vision. You have to feel it in the instrumental. At least that's what I think. Because, let's take my earlier track as an example. Remember this one? The instrumental felt very upbeat and happy and had vibes of, looking forward to the future. Whereas I was trying to cram in a story about romanticizing the past. And that incoherence, the clash in those vibes, killed the track very quickly. So the next time you're stuck, ask yourself this question. What does this instrumental sound like? What does it feel like on an emotional level? What story is being told here? Really try to connect with it, and once you have an answer that you're genuinely very happy with, try to emphasize that narrative. Whether it be through the lyrics you write, or through the ear candies that you add, or even just by imagining the story take place as you listen to the arrangement. I know this might sound all like wishy-washy and like spiritual and shit, but come on, bro. This is art. This is art we are making here. If art isn't wishy-washy, then I don't know what is. It's art, and it's supposed to make you feel something. Like, bro, if your own music doesn't even resonate with you, the creator of that music, how would you ever expect it to resonate with other people? Think about that. Seriously, bro, you gotta take this shit more seriously, even if it is sounding like wishy-washy. Anyways, if any of this so far struck a chord with you, then you would love my email newsletter. That's where I send insights like this, as well as other music production advice, straight to your email inbox. I don't spam, so don't worry. So you can sign up with the link below. And one last thing, preparing for this music festival is always a journey that develops me a lot as an artist. And last year, it was no different. So if you'd like to see how that went down and all the lessons I learned last year, click this video right here. Not gonna lie, there were some pretty unexpected moments that went down. So click here right now to watch it, and I'll see you there. Cheers.